There is a moment, and maybe you have already felt it, when you get tired. Not physically tired, not the kind of tired that sleep fixes, but tired of something deeper. Tired of explaining yourself, tired of proving your worth, tired of performing a version of yourself that never quite felt real. For most of my life, I chased something I could never name. More success, more respect, more validation. And no matter how much I got, it was never enough. Until one ordinary morning, something inside me simply stopped. And that day, everything changed. Welcome to Fit and Free After 50. This channel exists for one reason: to remind you that the second half of your life can be the best half. Today, I want to talk about something that most men over 50 feel but rarely say out loud: the exhaustion of trying to prove yourself and what happens when you finally stop. From the time we were young, we were taught a simple equation: work hard, achieve more, be somebody. And so we played the game. We worked long hours, we chased promotions, we built things, businesses, reputations, savings. We said yes when we meant no. We stayed quiet when we should have spoken. We shrunk ourselves to fit rooms that were never built for us. And somewhere in all of that, we forgot a very important question: who are we doing all of this for? Here is what I know now that I wish I had known at 35. The proving game has no finish line. You win one level, and immediately the next level appears. More money needed, more respect required, more achievement demanded. It is a race designed so that you never, ever stop running. Until your body forces you to, or until something wiser inside you finally says enough. There is a shift that happens for many men after 50. Researchers call it the integrity stage. It is the point in life where external achievement begins to matter less and internal alignment begins to matter more. You stop asking, "What do people think of me?" and you start asking, "What do I actually think of myself?" You stop building for an audience and you start living for something real. This shift does not happen all at once. It creeps in quietly. Maybe it comes after a health scare. Maybe after a relationship ends. Maybe after standing at a funeral and suddenly seeing your own life differently. Or maybe, like it happened for me, it comes on an ordinary morning when you look in the mirror and realize the man looking at you is tired of pretending. That is the moment the real work begins. Not the work of achieving, the work of becoming. This is not just philosophy. Research from Harvard, one of the longest-running studies on human happiness ever conducted, followed men for over 80 years. The conclusion was stunning in its simplicity. The quality of your inner life, how much peace you feel with yourself, is the single greatest predictor of health, happiness, and longevity after 50. Not your bank balance, not your title, not what people think of you. Your relationship with yourself. Men who stopped needing external validation after 50 reported dramatically higher levels of energy, better physical health, stronger relationships, and a far greater sense of meaning and purpose. They were not the richest men in the study. They were not the most successful by conventional measures. But they were, without question, the most alive. So, how do you actually make this shift? It starts with one honest question. Ask yourself right now, who would I be if no one was watching? No social media, no reputation to manage, no image to maintain. What would you choose? How would you spend your mornings? What would you stop doing immediately? What would you finally allow yourself to begin? That version of you, the one who shows up when no one is watching, that's not your lesser self. That's your truest self. The second step is to stop explaining yourself. You don't need to justify your choices to anyone. You don't need approval to rest. You don't need permission to change. You don't need a reason to say no. After 50, your time is one of the most valuable things you own. Spend it like it matters, because it does. The third step, and this is the most important one, is to decide once and for all that you are already enough. Not when you lose the weight, not when you fix the finances, not when the kids are settled, or the house is paid off, or the world finally notices. Right now, as you are, today, you are enough. The men I admire most after 50 are not the ones who achieved the most. They were the ones who finally came home to themselves, who stopped running, who sat down with their own life, really sat with it and said, "This is mine. I choose this. I am grateful for this." That kind of man is rare, and that kind of peace is available to you starting today. You spent the first half of your life building a version of yourself for the world. Now, build one for yourself. If something in this video touched you today, please give it a thumbs up. It helps more men over 50 find this channel and this conversation. Drop a comment below. Tell me this. What is one thing you would do differently if you stopped trying to prove yourself? I read every single comment. Subscribe to Fit and Free After 50 because your most honest, most powerful, most free chapter is still ahead of you.